Hey Laura, what's up? It's Chance. First of all, I just want to say that I am deeply sorry and truly sorry if anything that you saw on me or anything that I said that you found on me offended you. I'm genuinely sorry about that. I was not trying to offend you at all. The things I said in those videos were nothing short out of pure desperation. That's a fucking lie, you dumb hooker.
Welcome back to the most diabolical series on the internet. Once again, Chance Wilkins, aka Cyraxx, has come back to the internet with some more absolutely devious things. What we're going to be covering today is actually a little bit older. Both of these videos are from October and November, but there's things that I don't think we've seen yet in this series. The first video is going to be a couple of clips of him once again trying to gaslight his totally real lawyer at the time, Laura, into coming back and defending him after he raged out and freaked out like a little banshee. And then the second set of clips is going to be from a video from November where he's once again sending this totally real, very convoluted video to the judge, trying to win them over, because that's exactly how all of this works, Chance. Anyways, let's jump right into it.
And the reason why they were out of pure desperation, because like you've seen, Akron PD, detectives, and, basically all the branches of law enforcement have failed my family. The reason I said those things was because I'm gay. I felt like I was backed into a corner so badly that I eventually lost myself and I snapped. And it's because of the FBI and the detectives and the local law enforcement ignoring my family's calls and our pleas for help over 120 times.
Big f***ing deal.
Now, for veterans of the Raxiverse, as some of us have become, we are no stranger to this very absolutely asinine assertion that Cyraxx has repeated 1,500 times over the past month or so about how him and his family have wasted Akron PD's time, the tax dollars of the Akron public, and he only continues to plan to do it more. There is no stopping in sight. Even though Cyraxx will talk the worst trash you've probably ever heard somebody say about a local police department and constantly say he's untouchable, he sure will call the Akron Police Department any moment he gets a little bit scared. Make it make sense, guys, because it never truly does.
That's what led to me acting the way I did. And I can honestly say this, that I do fully regret the things that I've said and done. But you need to understand that it's like backing a dog into a corner.
Here we go again.
You keep backing it into a corner, you keep poking it, you keep prodding it, and you keep doing things to it.
What?
Eventually that dog is gonna bite back and you're gonna get bit. And for me, that's what that was.
You know, you could actually somewhat believe Cyraxx that he totally has remorse and feels bad about the things he's done if he's ever actually done anything to change his behavior or lifestyle. But seeing as he's living the exact same way as he was in 2017 when all of this really started, shows you that he hasn't learned anything. None of this actually means anything to him. He's just here to try to get some toys out of it. And when they get destroyed by his own actions again, he'll go online and crazily rage out again. It's a cycle that even Cyraxx doesn't seem to understand. But you know, he has to justify it. If he would just say, I regret my reactions and I'm sorry, and leave it at that, people might give him a little less shit, but we all know that's not going to happen anyway. But to sit there and always have a but, it wasn't my fault, shows that Cyraxx still hasn't learned a damn thing.
These people poked and prodded me and pushed me so far to my freaking breaking point that I snapped. And, I said things that I would normally never say under any circumstance.
Are you sure about that?
Everything I have said was out of just pure desperation. And do I regret those things? Yes. 1,000% I regret how I reacted. I hate how I acted. I hate how I handled it. But something that you need to understand is that I don't know where these people came from.
So that was a fucking lie.
I had never dealt with a situation like this before. I wasn't taught how to handle this level of being, like, on the surface level with school. Yeah, I can handle that. But I was never taught how to deal with being terrorized, because there is no blueprint for it. There is no book.
Cyraxx always trying to fake cry and feign like he has any remorse is hilarious. Sitting there being like, I wouldn't normally say this, even though he's on record saying even worse on a regular basis. Cyraxx has never come first place in anything in his entire life, but for the first time in his life, he probably would win one thing, and that's being an absolute mediocre, mentally unstable, no shoulder having goblin. That's something nobody can take away from him, and I don't think anybody could actually outperform him on those things. Like, realistically, what is this supposed to prove? Like, he sends this stuff to everybody online all the time, and it literally never does anything for him but makes his case even worse. Like, if a judge actually saw this, if a real attorney was looking at this, I can't believe that they would have anything nice to say, and I definitely can't believe that they would uphold your case or even take your case on.
You know, my friend, the one that, you know, is sending you this information, he has seen me when I'm calm and I'm relaxing and I'm just hanging out. I'm not bothering nobody. He even got to meet two of my best friends, Matthew and Ethan, who are two of my closest friends in the world. And he got to see how we are when we're not being attacked. And he can tell you right now that I am not like what you're seeing on the internet.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
I'm really not like that.
You know, after this point, I just don't think Cyraxx has ever hung out with anybody since the whole Security Jake saga. Ever since his little boyfriend Jake broke up with him. He really is a lonely little goblin. But again, PDFs don't get to have friends, they don't get to have toys, and they don't get to have fun. And they definitely don't get to relax with their homeboys on Discord playing video games. I really don't know what this is supposed to do, what it's supposed to be proving, what anybody with any sort of power in the legal system is supposed to do with this video. They're just gonna look at it and be like, okay, buddy, good for you, and give you a thumbs up. Nothing you're saying is proof. Nothing you're saying is gonna be used in a court of law. This is all hearsay. Every little thing Cyraxx has ever said is hearsay.
All I want is for this stuff to stop. Like I said, even if I have to make a video apologizing, I'm okay with that. If law enforcement and courts want to monitor me, I'm okay with that too. All I want at the end of the day is for these people to leave me alone and for them to leave my friends and family alone. That's all I ask, is for them to be made to leave me alone. I hope you understand where I'm coming from, and I'll catch you later.
Well, we really went from Cyraxx claiming that the Akron PD and the entire Justice Department couldn't touch him, he's an untouchable god, if you will, to him being like, yeah, I'm totally down to just do whatever I gotta do to get these people to leave me alone. I'll be on probation, I'll be under watch, I'll let them put cameras all through my house and watch me jerking off 25 times a day. Whatever you need, just make it stop. Make William and John go away. And unfortunately, nothing that Cyraxx ever does or says will ever get him to have these people off of his back. But anyways, this isn't the only thing he's been up to recently that we never got to see in the past. He also has another clip of him trying to sway the judge again. So let's check that out.
Hello, Your Honor. My name is Chance, and I'm here today to explain to you my story about everything that happened, including taking accountability for my own actions, which I'm not proud of. As I'm sure you already know, I've done some very horrible things, which I'm sure the other side has already showed you. And I'm here to tell you that I'm not proud of those things.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
And I understand it could have gotten me in a lot of trouble. But if I'm being honest, Your Honor, during that time, I was not in a healthy state of mind. I was broken. I was lost. I was scared. I had no help whatsoever. My family tried to reach out over 120 times, begging Akron law enforcement for help.
Taking accountability, Chance, implies that you're going to take whatever comes with that, right? Just because you say I'm sorry and I'm taking accountability and yes, it was me, doesn't mean you suddenly get off with a slap on the wrist. Sure, sometimes that's how it can go if you're a first offender, but seeing as you're not, well, you would likely be cooked. And just to say this out loud, statute of limitations for indecent exposure in specific can vary state by state, but it's usually about 2 years. So if somebody let the Ohio prosecutor know about this, who knows, they might have some charges if they're looking for an easy dub. Just imagine somebody's on trial for committing heinous crimes, and they're just like, you know what, Your Honor, I know I did all those things, but I was just in a bad mind frame at the time. I just wasn't doing well. I was depressed. That doesn't doesn't suddenly make it okay, Cyraxx. That actually kind of makes it worse. It shows that anytime that you get a little bit down in life, you turn to crime.
They left my family to suffer, and in some cases they even mocked us, mocked me, made fun of me at their own expense, which hurt my family deeply, because the same people that were supposed to protect us left us to rot, left me and my family to fend for ourselves with no remorse. As I stated, I do understand what I did was wrong, but again, my mindset was not good. I had endured years of torture, years of being bullied, years of mental anguish, pushed to my limits, broken. And as a result, somewhere along the lines, I lost who I was as a human being.
So all I've really gathered is since people make fun of him, including the Akron PD, he seems to think that he is owed some sort of justice in the court of law when, I mean, that's just asinine, Cyraxx. They laugh at you because you have wasted just hours upon hours of their time, probably thousands of dollars of tax dollars if you want to be real, and it's just like absolutely a waste of time all around. You talk about like 120, something phone calls and visits from the police like it's something to be proud of. That should be literally the last thing you ever mention ever, because it makes you look like an absolute regard. And let me be clear, I've seen many people in the comments being like, why don't you just say the actual word? Brother, we're on YouTube. Don't you know how this works? If I say the real word, I'm gonna get smited off the platform because we're on the most pansy, soft-handed platform you've ever seen. But I digress. This is about Cyraxx thinking that he can just apologize. But it is a very stark comparison when you see him time after time in new videos arguing and trying to plead his case like he is some tough badass, when obviously he's just a massive baby who's gonna cry the moment handcuffs come anywhere near him.
And I know the way that I see him in the video that Miss Jenny here has shown you, I'm sure, or the other side has shown you, I'm sure. I know the way that it looks. And believe me when I say I am far from proud of that. I am not proud of that. I am disgusted by it. I'd be lying if I said that I was not. I'd be lying if I said that I was okay, because I wasn't at that point in time. But Your Honor, that video is not who I am as a person.
Wrong.
That's not who I ever wanted to be. In total, I was pushed into that by a lack of help by the Akron law enforcement. They blatantly refused to help me. There was a situation about 4 years ago, maybe 5. I don't really remember the time frame, where I was shot at through my bedroom window.
It's always everybody else but Cyraxx, and that's how it's always been in this sad, sad story. He's not to blame. It's everybody else around him. It's Sally's fault. It's Ed's fault. It's Marty's fault. It's N-word boy's fault. It's CVG's fault. It's William Gloryhole's fault. It's goddamn Swampy D's fault even. It's everybody else's fault but Cyraxx. It's the bedbug jug's fault. From what I heard, that's why he locks him up. If Cyraxx could truly take accountability, he would just get off the internet. And that's what anybody and everybody has already told him, whether it was the police, whether it was just everybody here on the internet. They've all said the same thing collectively. Just leave the internet, actually get off of it, and just live your life. And then you get to do all the things you keep saying you'd want to do. You'd get to not be harassed and bullied, tortured as you say. You could just live your life. And honestly, I really don't know how many times this has to be explained. It's not even just Cyraxx. It's almost like every other Lolcow in this world doesn't understand this. But they're addicted to the attention. They're children at the end of the day who never developed past 9 years old mentally. Good attention, bad attention, it's all the same to them. It's just attention.
So, Your Honor, I hope this video finds you well. I hope that you take into consideration what I said, and I hope and I pray that you will give me a second chance so I can show to you and show to my family and my friends that I can do better and be a better person than what I was. Because that's what I want. I want to be better. And I hope that you will give me that chance. Thank you for allowing me to share, Your Honor.
Well, it was nice to be able to see a few more clips that we missed originally, and I do believe they just were deleted or taken down and not archived immediately, so that's probably why they were uploaded now, which is nice. So shout out to William Gloryhole and Goblin Records for providing these 2 videos. But with that said, we're going to bring another deep dive episode here on the Swampy D channel to a close. As always, I'd love to know your thoughts about all this in the comments. It's always funny to to see your comments. They give me a hoot and a holler. If you can, be sure to slap that like button as it helps me out a ton. Subscribe if you're new. We're getting very close to 30,000 goblin-hating swamp dwellers here. And if you happen to see the hype button, be sure to slap that. I do believe it helps the video grow as well. Anyways, I appreciate you all, and I'll see you soon.
No, I didn't forget the bedbug jug, I'm waiting for it. Bedbug jug, bedbug jug, bedbug jug, bedbug jug. I'ma need that shit. Run me that shit.